woke up chilling on the rooftop here in Bangkok. Just had a coconut, and I was thinking about a statement. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. We hear this a lot. People say, yeah, essentially if you eat fat, you're gonna get fat. So is it true that the fat you eat is the fat you wear? Of course not. It's absurd. I mean, if I eat one avocado a day, that's all I eat. Nothing else, one avocado, mostly fat. Am I gonna get fat from that? Of course not, because it's not enough calories. Just 300 calories or something in an avocado. So really, the only way to get fat is to eat too many calories total. Now, there is some truth to the statement still though, because the reason people say it is essentially because fat has more calories than carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is about 4 calories per gram. Fat is about 9 calories per gram. So if you're eating fat, high fat foods, you are essentially eating more calories each bite you take. And you're gonna want to eat a certain amount of bites, right? If you sit down to a meal, you don't want to eat just like 5 bites. Now you want to eat for a little while, right? And that's the thing. If you're eating high fat foods, you're gonna end up overeating very easily, because just a couple of extra bites and you're already overeaten, you know. But with carbohydrates, it's much more filling. There's less calories per gram. There's usually, in high carbohydrate plant foods, there's more fiber, and there's also more water, especially when it comes to fruit. High water content, so less calories per bite. That's why with fruit you can literally eat as much as you want. You can overeat. It's possible to get fat on fruit, of course, but you would have to really push it, really stuff yourself beyond comfort. Whereas with some high fat fruits like avocado, it's very easy to sit down and eat too much in one meal. Or if you're thinking about things like oil is 100% fat, no water, no fiber, no nutrients other than fat. So if you add oil to your meal, you're just adding empty calories essentially. So 1 liter of oil will have 9,000 calories. I'm not saying you're gonna eat a liter of oil, but you get my idea, right? If I could fit a liter of oil in my stomach, no problem. I can fit almost 2 liters in my stomach. If I were to drink 2 liters of oil, that would be 18,000 calories. I would be good for several days, but you bet next day comes around, I would get pretty sick probably, but I would still be hungry the next day, because our body actually craves carbohydrates for fuel. So no matter what we eat, we unless we satisfy that need for carbohydrates, we'll still be hungry, we'll still crave sugar, we'll still crave something sweet. We all know this, that's why we eat desserts. So the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Well, it is kind of true that if you eat a lot of fat, you tend to overeat, essentially, and you might gain weight that way, unless you're really strict about portion control and that kind of thing, and that's not really fun to be portion controlling. So what I suggest is eat the foods that appeal to us naturally and that fills us up without us overeating, and those foods are fruits, vegetables, coming in on a second there. If you're not eating all raw, we're talking potatoes, sweet potatoes, even rice and corn and grains and that kind of thing. Carbohydrate-rich plant foods that fill us up with water, fiber, all the different nutrients, and of course carbohydrates, which we need to get satisfied. Because that's another thing, if you're eating a high-fat food, even though you had enough calories for the meal, suppose you didn't even overeat, you're still hungry, you're still craving something sweet, and you'll have that sweet afterwards, and that will be too many calories, and then people blame the sugar. Whereas of course you would just eat the sugar in the first place, you wouldn't really crave it, and you didn't, so we're designed as frugivores. We're designed to seek out sweet, juicy fruits every time, and that's what satisfies us the most. So just eat that in the first place. Our body has a mechanism for satiation, right? When we fill our stomach, that triggers certain hormones which trigger satiation. We're satisfied. That's one of the things, filling the stomach, volume. And another thing is sugar. We need sugar to feel satisfied, because that's readily available fuel. Whatever we eat needs to be converted to sugar. to fuel our cells. So better to just eat that sugar in the first place in the form of juicy, sweet fruits. Alright, sum it up. Fat you eat is fat you wear. Not true, but in a way it is true, because eating too much fat doesn't satisfy, doesn't fill your stomach, and if it does fill your stomach, it's already too many calories, you know. Stay with the low fat, high carb, carbohydrate diet. Fills you up with less calories, essentially. Less calories per bite. You can eat more bites, you can have as much food as you want, you can enjoy your food, you don't have to calorie restrict, you don't have to portion control, all that kind of stuff. Just eat until, and let your body be the judge, you know, let your body gauge how much is eaten, and satiation will follow. Just to put some numbers on it, I'd recommend you stay below 15% of total calories coming from fat. 10% maybe, even better. Depends, you know, some people do good with 10, some people can do 15. I'm usually okay with somewhere in between there. I recommend fruit as the optimal food. Eat as much fruit as you can. You can definitely sustain yourself on only fruit, in my opinion. If you want to eat some leafy greens, go ahead. If you want to cook some food, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not the best. Fruit is always the best, but you know, if you want to cook up some sweet potatoes, keeping it clean, that's okay too. It's not the best though. But in times of scarcity, you know, and when you can't really find fruit, you might have to go to your second backup plan, or whatever you want to call it. No need to be dogmatic, you know. No need to be dogmatic. Just do your best in every situation. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go edit some videos, have my breakfast. I got light cheese. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out our e-booklet on our website, free, how to get started with the raw food diet. Our website is sweetnaturalliving.com. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace out.